cancer, heart disease, stroke, deforestation, air pollution. These are just some of the health and environmental effects of cigarettes that affects all of our lives and planet every day. Cigarettes have been a looming problem for our Earth and human health for the past century since their invention in 1881. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, cigarette smoking causes more than 480,000 deaths each year in the United States, which is nearly 1 in 5 deaths. I have been smoking cigarettes since I was 16 years old and was really starting to feel the health effects that they cause. While smoking, I was having trouble breathing, coughed up dark mucus, and had high blood pressure, among other issues. I tried quitting by using nicotine patches and gum, but could not resist the urge to smoke cigarettes. I've also seen family members and friends die from cigarette-related illnesses, as I'm sure many of you have. Luckily, I was able to find the answer to my problem by switching over to an electronic vaporizer. Keeping this in mind, I would like to convince you why you should use a vaporizer as an alternative to smoking cigarettes, and why you should encourage others to do so as well. Today I'm going to discuss with you the health and environmental issues related to smoking, what an electronic vaporizer is, and the benefits of switching over, and how we can all act together to make the world smoke-free. There are some major issues with smoking cigarettes, environmentally and health-wise, that I'm going to talk about with you today. The first issue that I'm going to talk about is the health effects related to smoking. Let's first go over some statistics involved in smoking cigarettes. According to Mazone, smoking is an epidemic that affects 1 in 3 adults in the world, 23% of adults, and 28% of high school students in the United States. Over 450,000 people will die every year of the disease attributed to tobacco use. In the United States, tobacco use kills more people each year than AIDS, suicide, murder, car accidents, and illicit drugs combined. The economic impact of the diseases caused by smoking is significant. It is estimated that 8% of all annual health care expenditures in the United States are used for treatment of smoking-related diseases. These are some very scary statistics that affect not just one of us, but everyone. Smoking cigarettes has many major health effects on the human body. Cigarette smoking harms nearly every organ of the body, causes many diseases, and reduces the health of smokers in general. There is a long list of cigarette health effects that includes higher chance of stroke, heart disease, pneumonia, diabetes, pulmonary disease, lung disease, tuberculosis, and also cancer in the lungs, stomach, esophagus, and larynx, just to name a few. The scariest part of what I just said is that these effects do not even cover half of the effects that cigarettes have on the human body. While growing up, I was around 2 grandparents that smoked about 2 packs of cigarettes a day in their home. When they got into their 60s, both of them started having health-related issues from cigarette smoking involving their lungs and breathing. My grandma was the first victim of cigarettes, dying of lung cancer in 2001. My grandpa died 3 years later in 2004, also from lung cancer. I unfortunately saw firsthand both of my grandparents' lives cut short and die from a horrible, painful battle with lung cancer due to smoking cigarettes. The second major issue with smoking cigarettes is that it causes negative impact on our environment. Cigarette smoke and cigarette butts themselves are very damaging to our environment. Cigarette smoke is one of the leading contributors to air pollution. When a cigarette is smoked, thousands of chemical particles are released into the air in a process called combustion. As for the cigarette butts' effect on the environment, the fire hazards from flaming butts are obvious, but even dully extinguished ones pose problems. Every year in the United States is covered by 55,000 tons of non-biodegradable cigarette butt filters. They are, in sheer numbers, the world's highest source of litter. Since filters trap the toxic stuff in cigarettes that causes cancer and other health problems, it's not surprising that research shows they can be toxic to aquatic life as well. It is estimated that 1.69 billion pounds of butts wind up as litter worldwide per year. Even if properly disposed, cigarette butts are hazardous solid waste. Now that we excuse me. Now that we understand the issues that smoking cigarettes causes, I'm going to discuss with you how we can solve this problem by using electronic vaporizers as an alternative. Electronic vaporizers, also known as e-cigarettes or electronic cigarettes, are a type of electronic smoking device resembling cigarettes. E-cigarettes generally consist of 3 parts. The container, which usually contains nicotine, dissolved in propylene glycol and a vegetable glycerin, the vaporizer or atomizer, and the lithium-ion battery. The battery powers the vaporizer that heats the nicotine mixture in the cartridge that the user then inhales as a vapor. This is also known as vaping. While cigarettes are made up of 4,000 chemicals, many of them toxic to humans, the liquid used for electronic vaporizers only contains 3 ingredients: nicotine, propylene glycol, and vegetable glycerin. However, you can choose not to get nicotine in your liquid. Propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin are both chemicals commonly consumed by humans every day in food. Liquids used for vaporizers come in thousands of different flavors, which is one of the main draws of using a vaporizer instead of cigarettes. The electronic vaporizer industry has been growing significantly over the past few years. It is extremely easy to get a vaporizer now, as vapor shops have been popping up everywhere around the country. There is most likely a vapor shop within 15 minutes of your home. It is proven that vaporizers help people quit smoking. A survey was conducted over 12 months on people who smoke cigarettes regularly who are attempting to quit and switch over to vaporizers. The survey found that success rates for people successfully switching over to a vaporizer were not only high, but also stable throughout the whole observation period, with quit rates of 42.2% in the intent to treat analysis at 6 months, barely decreasing from 40.8% at 12 months. The reported quit rates are not only higher than those obtained with pharmaceutical products for the treatment of nicotine addiction, but also greater than those of first-generation e-cigarettes. Electronic vaporizers are helping people every day to quit smoking cigarettes. If this trend continues, the benefits for mankind would be enormous. Imagine living in a world where we aren't breathing in polluted air every day. Imagine a world where the cancer rate is down drastically. Imagine a world where we don't have to watch people suffer and die from the health effects of cigarettes. This kind of world is very possible if people who smoke cigarettes realize the benefits of switching over to a vaporizer. One of the biggest benefits of switching is that your body will feel better and healthier. You'll immediately notice a difference in your breathing and overall well-being. Also, switching will significantly cut down your chances of getting cancer and other health effects related to smoking cigarettes. Another benefit is that you can say goodbye to bad-smelling clothes and bad breath that cigarettes cause. Vapor does not stain clothes or cause bad breath. When you switch over to a vaporizer, you are not only benefiting yourself, you are benefiting mankind and planet Earth. Air pollution would be cut down significantly. As I mentioned before, that cigarette smoke is one of the leading contributors to air pollution. Also, the issue with cigarette butts that I discussed earlier would not exist if people stopped smoking cigarettes. The overall health of our population and planet will increase significantly by making the switch. I hope that I was able to inform all of you today about the negative effects of smoking cigarettes and why switching to a vaporizer can be very beneficial to you. If you are currently a smoker, give a vaporizer a try. What do you have to lose? If you are not a smoker, or even if you are, I hope that you can take this information I gave you today and spread the word to those who smoke cigarettes. It is important that smokers know that a switch to a vaporizer can be very easy and comes with great benefits. Just remember, you're not only helping yourself, you are helping everyone who lives on our planet. Thank you.